Hi, welcome back, my informational readers. I hope you're doing wonderful today. I wanted to come on so we could have our next reading workshop lesson. Today's lesson is really mainly just a recap of what we've been focusing on the last 5 or 6 lessons or so. And today's nonfiction reading lesson is lesson 10. And we're just going to refresh a little bit on all of the different graphic organizers that we've been using. So we need to realize, hopefully by this point, you have a clear understanding that you're able to use various, that means many different types, use various graphic organizers to log new or maybe just important information from the text that you're reading. So we did that with finding description in our nonfiction books. We've done that by finding the sequence, remember the order, first, second, third, or first, next, finally. We've done that with comparing. And we've now, our last lesson yesterday is we could do it for cause and effect, okay? So today is mainly just a recap. It's to reconcrete all of those new skills that you've learned so that when we start a new nonfiction book this week and going into next week, you can remember these skills, because this is something that I may not come back to give you a deep lesson on. I might just say, hey, third graders, do you remember when we used a graphic organizer for sequencing? Or do you remember the graphic organizer we used for cause and effect? So what I have for you, and it's also listed on the learning plans under the student chart. This student chart looks a little different, but it's very helpful. And it's titled Text Structures, and it gives you a reminder of the different ways. So when you do description, remember we made a map, remember that? Or we did the boxes and bullets. And when we did sequencing, we could have the circles with the arrows. We could do a timeline. We could do that cycle drawing. When we did comparison, we made the Venn diagram, that double bubble, or we might have that 3-column chart. And then finally, like yesterday, when we come to something that's sharing cause and effect, we could do the charts like here, okay? We have to remember that when we use a variety of graphic organizers, that's why I tell you it's important that you have a reading notebook with you, because especially when you're reading these nonfiction texts, hopefully you're learning some great new info that you can then share with others, family, friends. So it's important that you're logging that. So when you find something that you're reading, have a sticky note, jot that idea down, log it in your reading notebook. And that's just going to help you even expand some of the knowledge that you have. So that's all that you're really going to focus on today. I want you to try out and use various graphic organizers. You can always go back to the other videos that were made to refresh on those mini lessons. But I think if you look at or print off this chart and keep this as a resource, this will help you. This is something that if you were in my class, I would be printing this off, and this would go in your reading notebook folder, so you would have this. So that's what we're going to focus on today. And if you have someone at home, maybe a younger sibling, older sibling, grandparents, mom or dad, that you could then today share one of the graphic organizers that you make, that might be a cool thing. Or feel free to email to one of your teachers. I know we'd love to see some of the graphic organizers that you're choosing to work on. All right, third graders, so that is our reading workshop lesson today. Just to remember to use some various graphic organizers while you're reading your nonfiction book. Maybe today's a day that you want to find a new book, start a new one. Maybe if you did something on animals, maybe you want to find a different type of type book that's related to nonfiction. You choose that. There's so many great ones out there. All right, happy reading. Make sure you try and fit in 20 to 30 minutes today of that independent silent reading, and I will see you again tomorrow. All right, take care, third graders.